for only 1308 session. For other students who came to this lecture, attended this meeting or this lecture, because of their time, they cannot attend during their exact session number. They can attend the lecture, but for the quiz, they need to maintain their original lecture time. So let's say a student from 1309 attending today, the student can attend the meeting or the lecture today, but cannot do the quiz, because his quiz will be open according to his session number. So session is accordingly will quiz or will lecture to the session number. What about now? The sound, is it clear now? Okay, most of you says the sound is clear. Again, I'm going to say it again. The quiz is according to the session session or section number. So one student from section number 1308, their quiz will be open at the end of this lecture, at the last 30 minutes. But other students who attend today's lecture, for some reason they cannot attend their corresponded session or section number, they can attend the lecture and I can mark their attendance, but for their quiz they cannot open the link in their LMS system unless it is the time for their lecture. They don't need to attend the other lecture. If they attend this today lecture, they only need to log into the LMS and do the quiz at the same time, at the last 30 minutes. So the time of the quiz is separate from the attendance marking. So you can attend whenever you want, according to the time suit you with any section. But for the quiz, you only can open the link during the time of your original section. Is it clear now? Everyone understand how to go, how to find the quiz? I got some emails that some students, they say they don't have the link or they cannot open the link. So let's start first with Yusuf, or sorry, Abdul Razak Tayyib. Is Abdul Razak here? Anyone from you can log in to the LMS and show the students how to find the quiz link? Can raise the hand and I can allow sharing at the microphone so the student can explain or show other students how to log in to the LMS for students and find the link. Anyone can do that, can raise the hand and I give the mic for them. Yes, Yusuf? Yes, you can talk.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, yes. Who is this? Yusuf?
Yeah, I'm Yusuf.
Okay. Thank you, Yusuf, for your contribution. You can now. I'm going to now to give you a. I'm going now to allow you to share your screen for other students.
Okay.
Can you raise your hand again because your name is just lost? Yes. Okay, I saw you. Okay. Enable request screen share. So you can now share your screen, please.
Okay, give me a second. I'm sorry, doctor. Where can I share my screen?
You can go to in the corner on the slides corner up in the corner, and there is a menu. Click on the menu and there is a share, then share my screen. Can you see it now? Do you see? Can
Give
you
me a
see the
second.
slides?
The what?
Can you see slides now? Can you see the slides?
No, I can't.
The slides. Can you see the slides? Meeting two, the PowerPoint slide.
The ones that have been
There is something called draw, or can you go to the menu? Meeting layout
The
pods.
menu.
Yeah, meeting
Meeting.
layouts, layouts pods. Yes. Are you on pods? Up in the right, in the left corner.
Okay.
Meeting
References.
layouts, then pods and audio. Do you see pods? Anyone else can share the screen?
See it.
You see it now?
No. Find it.
Any other students can share their screen?
No, I don't think.
It's alright, it's alright. Other students can share the screen? Okay. I'm going to share my screen, and it might be different than all students' screen. I mean, the LMS system, maybe it's different from you, but I'm going to show you how's mine. AOU. So you log in to the LMS, you go to the course, so this is quiz 1. Everyone can see. Yes, it's okay while you can browse the website, but it says here, if you read for the quiz, I remember it says something about the browser, and should be Chrome. It's better to use Chrome. Anyway, everyone can see this link, quiz 1. Do you have this label, attempts? Do you have this or not? I think you don't have it as student. Do you have 406 of 2486? Do you have this? Okay, that's why it is different. That's why I wanted some of you share his screen just to show others what do you have. So I think you have this quiz only. Yes, this is only for lecture, so I can see how many attempts, how many students did the quiz. And here is a timetable for sessions or sections. So today's section is 1308. As you can see, it is after 29th September after 5:30. So after around 1 hour, and it will be for 30 minutes. So the link will be open at this specific time for 1308 only. While other students, for example, other students, I'm giving lectures. Next week, I'm giving a lecture for them. You can see their quiz 1 will start next week. So student from this section, they don't need to worry about the quiz today or even this week. Their time will be next week during the lecture. 1308, here's 1308, and it is today. This is just a timetable. You don't need to click anything. This is to find the time for your quiz to be open, when the quiz is going to be open. So you find the time, just wait until this link open. You see? For you, it's different. That's why I need some of you try to share the screen. Yes, Walid Khalaf is saying there is 1308 but will open at 5:30. The link will be open at 5:30. Yes, today is 29th of September. Anyway, if any student can share the screen, so others can see how the how student screen will look like for the quiz. So I'm giving request share to Abdurrahman Al Zahrani. Can you share? Can you share your screen, Abdurrahman? Yes, as you can see, Abdurrahman Al Zahrani is going to. This is CLMS. Can you go back to LMS, please? Yeah, you can talk, Abdurrahman Al Zahrani. You can explain. Can you go down?
Hello,
Scroll down. Yes.
teacher.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
This is the one. I should go here.
No, you scroll down. Just scroll down. Go down. Yes. Scroll again. Yes. Go ahead. Yes. This is the forum. And this is a new link. Can you stop here? This is a new link for the student who cannot find the electronic book or the smart book. You can directly use this link. Use this link to direct you to the smart book. Anyway, go scroll down again. This is instructions about the quiz. Scroll down for the link. Yes, that's it.
You mean this?
You can see quiz one. Quiz one. Yes, quiz one next to the red dot. Big red dots. Yes, this one. Can you click on it?
No, I cannot.
Yeah, because it is closed. I will be with you during the lecture once it is open and we can have a look to it together. So this is the link you click once it is open. You cannot click on that link, yeah?
Which one?
Quiz 1.
I cannot.
Okay.
But I can
Please,
click here.
yes, click on attempt. Yes, just go back to the previous page.
All right.
Yeah, here quiz 1 will open. The link quiz 1 will be open at the specific time. You can
Here?
find. Yes, this link will be open at 5:30. Can you scroll down? Yes, this is the time for each section. Can you go to 1308? Yeah, this is one. Oh, you don't have 1308. It is here because it is your. Yeah, this is the time.
This one.
Yes, this one. I don't know why they don't. They did not put all of you belong. Because I think because you are from this section, that's why you don't have a topic or a headline says it is 1308. So this is the time for 1308. There is no headline for that, but this is the specific time. The reason for that because we are in the lecture right now, and you are a student registered to the 1308 section. For other students, they have different timetable. So everyone from 1308, our time is today at 5:30. So any question about how to find the quiz link? I will be with you after we finish the slides for today meetings, and we will discuss how students click on the quiz and solve the quiz. I'm not going to give you the
Gonna be
answers,
the same
but I will show
same
you.
questions for all of you.
Yes.
The same questions for all of us.
Sorry.
The same question.
Yes, same question, same time. Anyway, at the time, we will discuss about it. Thank you very much, Mr. Zahrani.
You're welcome.
Now we will start our meetings today, which is meeting 2. Okay. We will try to finish early so you can just have a look to have a revision to meeting 1, so you have an idea through the quiz, inshallah. So today meeting is about chapter 3 and chapter 4. Chapter 3 will be about technology and the information competency. Chapter 4 will be about communicating in everyday life. We will discuss about the quiz, inshallah, after we finish the meeting. The meeting will take around maybe 40 minutes, 30 minutes maximum. So let's go through. Chapter 3, Technology and the Information Competency. In this chapter, we will explain how technology impacts you and your education, describe strategies for effective distance learning, discuss approaches for developing information competency. Technology has developed academic life. Here are some of the ways how you may use technology in your class. What is a type of technology now we are using in our class, in our course in TU170? Anyone knows technology we are using? Can contribute. Now we are talking about academic life and how technology is related to or affect our academic life. I don't know why some students cannot join the meeting, because we have 76 attendances, and this meeting sometimes it can adjust to 80 something, sometimes 90. So they still have, I think, a space to enter the lecture. Anyone here from other section? Any student from other section than 1308? Anyone else from out of 1308 section? I think everyone is from the same section, because total students in this section, or each section, is around 119. So most of the students are from the same section. Anyway, we will complete our meeting for students who did not have the chance to attend the meeting. I will do a recording for the meeting, and for the quiz, they can start their quiz from the LMS. I don't think so. There is any way to change the participant number. It is by default. Yes, it is by default. Anyway, I'm going to record. I'm going to record the meeting. For the quiz, other students who did not have the chance to attend the lecture, they can just do the quiz through the LMS, and a link for the lecture will be sent to them once they send an email asking for the lecture recorded. Yes, meeting 2 1308. So the lecture is started now, and the recording is started now, and the recording will be sent to any students who did not have the chance to attend the meeting through the Adobe Connect. For the quizzes, for any student who is attending now or did not have the chance to attend, you can tell them I'm going to email them. Anyone send me an email, so they can just go to the quiz and do it by themselves. They just log into LMS and start the quiz once it is open. Even me now, I'm going to give the lecture. Then once we finish, we will stop the lecture, and everyone is asked to go to the quiz and solve the quiz. Anyway, maybe just a few students who did not have the chance to log in to the lecture. Anyway, I'm going to type to them an email that they can just go to the LMS and start the quiz once it is open. Now we'll complete our meeting. The meeting is recorded. Anyone else want to the recording, they can just send me an email. Then I'm going to send back the recorded lecture. So let's go back to our lecture. We talked about technology and how technology is affecting our academic life. As you can see now, we are affected by the technology in a good way, in an advantage way. So what type of technology we are using now in our course TU170? Do you know technologies we are using? Yes, course websites like LMS, textbook like the smart book, the electronic book, podcasts like video recordings, blogs, kind of web-based public diary in which the writer offers ideas. So there are some blogs, forums we are using in the website, classroom presentation programs like the one we are using now, PowerPoint. All of these are technologies affecting or developing the academic life. Emails, another technology that is used in the academic life within communication with the instructors and colleagues. There are two basic types of email: client-based email systems and web-based email systems. What are the difference between them? Can you explain in an example? What is the difference between client-based email systems and web-based email systems? Anyone want to speak with the mic? Just raise the hand. Yes, exactly, Sultan. Which one is must to be installed and which one is accessed from the web? Give me an example for client-based email systems. Yes, which program you think of and you need to install it? Apple Mail, Outlook. Yes. What about web-based email systems? Do you need to install anything? Web-based, yes, Jawahir. Exactly, there is no need to install anything. And Abdurrauf, you just need to go to the web browser and find the web server for that email system. So you can go to gmail.com, hotmail.com, and so on. So we already discussed about emails, how the emails is contain of the mailbox name, the username, the one who sent the email, the domain name. So username is like in your example or student example is your ID at aou.edu.sa. So what is the domain name for your email address? Yes, exactly, Sultan. au.edu.sa. What about the top level domain? What is the top level domain in your email address? Edu, exactly. .sa. Okay. Emails, this is the structure of any email. You have the header, the header which includes addresses to CC, or BCC, subject of the email, attachments, if you have, all of these are under header. The message itself and the signature. The signature, which indicates sender's name, title, sometimes contact number, and so on. Some of you sent me a proper email like this one with all of these details. Some of you just the message, the header, which is the address and the message itself without any signature. But it depends on the environment you are working in. Sometimes in a company you cannot send a message without a signature, but for me it's okay because we are in a discussion and no need for signature. So now we will talk about spam management and safety. This is one thing that affected our academic life when we are using technology, even in our normal life, which is spam. Spam is junk, unwanted, or unsolicited email. So spam is almost just everything that you don't need, you don't want, you didn't ask for. So tips for dealing with email spams: you can consider using 2 email addresses, one for personal email and another one for news groups or chat room or advertisement or any shopping websites and so on. So anyone here is using more than one email and using this strategy, or you just use one personal email? Yeah, that's a good thing, because you will never think about spam in that idea. But sometimes even your personal email, sometimes the phishing hackers can send phishing emails to personal email once they have any information that the email is related to a specific source, legitimate source. Like, for example, if you are using a shopping website, and for that shopping website you used your other email for the junk and for news groups or so on, but for the payment you used your personal email. So that website can have a copy of your payment email. So by that way, some attackers, they can attack the website, the web server, and they got the emails that related to a payment. So they make sure that this email is related to a payment through a PayPal. In that way, they can use a phishing technique. They can send a spam mail which looks like a PayPal or any other way of payment that might fish some people. So this is an advice for spam, even for your personal email. Never give out your password. Change your password frequently. Even we don't save the information. What do you mean for that question? You mean the phishing mail? Yes, even you don't save the information. You mean information of the password or what? As I said, there is some attackers, they can get information about payments has been done through a list of emails. So they use these emails to send them a phishing email which looks like a PayPal and ask you to log in to your account because something is there, or you have more money, or you have a money is going to be lost or something. So they just ask you questions to click on the link because they knew that you used that email for a PayPal payment. But anyone just can just look at the sender, as we explained previously, as the addresses. Just look at the address and you can find that the email is a phishing email and is not legitimate. This is the easy way to find out which email is legitimate and which is not. Just look at just look at the address, to the sender address. Yeah, for winning, it's obvious these days, but they are using now legitimate or looks like legitimate emails, like an email from your bank. It's look like from the bank, but it is not. You need to look at the address that sent that email first. Once the address is suspicious, just copy the address and paste it in Google, and you will find any information related to the address. Anyway, this is another topic, but just to give you information, tips also to deal with email spam: change your password frequently, never respond to email that ask for personal information, do not click on any links in an email until you are sure the email is from the legitimate source. So you make sure that the email is from PayPal or from the bank. Never open an email attachment from someone you don't know, because it might be a virus or a malware. Be cautious with social networking sites. Sometimes they are phishing you. To control spams, you can use spam blockers. This is like a tool you use. Spam filters. Sometimes web email servers, they provide spam filters. Etiquette for writing effective emails. While we are using email as a technology involved in our academic life or normal life, we need to learn some etiquette, which is short for net etiquette, and refers to the rules of good online behavior. Some etiquettes for writing emails follow, like be respectful and polite, especially when emailing instructors or work supervisors at work. Never send an email or text when you are angry. Use an informative subject heading. Keep messages short and focused. Make sure the recipient knows who you are by using a clear signature. So signature, sometimes it is obvious and needed for the receiver. Avoid abbreviations and emotions in formal emails. Don't use all capital letters. It looks like you are shouting. Check spelling and grammar before sending an email. This is a classroom etiquette, which we are not in a classroom now, so it's a little bit different. In a classroom, you turn off your cell phone in formal settings, such as a classroom, a class, or work. But here in our lecture now, you turn off your microphone. Don't send text or make calls while someone else is speaking. Stay on task, not on Facebook when taking notes during class. Never use headphones connected to your computer. It is still cheating and therefore wrong to text or receive answers to problems during class or exam. So it is still cheating and to receive answers to quizzes today. So never cheat. Distance learning is a form of education in which students participate via the web or other kinds of technology such as teleconferencing. Rather than meeting in a traditional classroom where the instructor and students are physically present. So any question about distance learning? We are now practicing actual distance learning. So what are the advantages of distance learning? You can take a distance learning course anywhere that you have access to, the web, at home, library, on a vacation. They are more flexible than traditional classes, no specific time. Contact with instructor may be greater. You can type on the chat, you can speak, you have multiple choices. Shy students may find writing their responses easier than speaking them in front of a class. You can become a better writing. The disadvantages of distance learning: you are a prisoner to technology. So if you run out of battery or you don't have a good connection with the internet, it will be a big problem. You won't have face-to-face contact with your instructor or classmates. You won't get immediate feedback. You need to wait for the response. You need to have discipline, personal responsibilities, and time management skills. So you need to have a time management skill to manage your time with lectures, and you need to be more disciplined than in a traditional classroom. There is something called a power plan, which helps you to decide whether to use a distance, whether to involve in a distance learning course or not. So what is the power plan? Power plan is from prepare, organize, work, evaluate, rethink. So what are these 5 steps that you need to take in mind before you plan to get in a distance learning course? Despite the potential challenges of distance learning courses, they are becoming increasingly popular. Many colleges are offering MOOC, massive online open courses, which are free and attracting many students. If you are considering taking a distance learning course, you need to follow the steps of the power plan. So what are the power plan? First, you prepare yourself how to find and prepare for the online course. You check your colleague, other students. You check with them which the course is excellent for you. So you find the review about the course. Do an internet search about the course. Make sure your colleague work will give you credit for the course. Consider whether or not the course requirements will fit in your schedule. So you have to prepare yourself with the course schedule. So before you involve in any distance learning, like when you decided to register for the Arab Open University to get into whatever you choose as a topic. So you consider whether the course requirements will fit in your schedule. If you have part-time work or part-time job or any other schedules, you need to rethink about your schedule. Get feedback from others who have taken the course if possible, so you can prepare yourself finding answers, finding feedbacks from other students that they already have taken the course. This is under the preparation within your plan. Then you organize yourself. You don't have to be a computer expert to organize yourself within a distance learning course. You have to have an email account. You have a computer with internet connection. You must have the basic computer skills like typing, editing, opening any computer system. You have to familiarize yourself with the learning management system, LMS. You have to try to log in to the LMS and try to familiarize yourself, try to get used to the LMS system. So LMS system, everyone I assume knows about the LMS. LMS is a software that delivers distance learning course to your computer. It provides the course content including material to read, course syllables, calendar, exercises, and grades, and also quizzes. The third step of the power plan is work. The skills needed online courses is very different from that of traditional courses, including you have to manage your time carefully, check in the LMS and your email frequently, find an online partner to help you share study strategies. Like some of you can find, like you guys now, you have a WhatsApp group or something, so you can share some notes, share some information about the course. That would help. Have a technology backup plan. Use a cloud storage like Dropbox, Google Drive. That would help you to retrieve your information, your data, your files, even if your computer is crashed. Evaluate. The fourth step of the power plan is evaluate. As with any class, students get feedback from instructors. Make sure to get the best of your instructors' comments to improve your understanding and performance in the course. In distance learning classes, comments may come from fellow students, from other students. They may respond to your comments on online discussion forums. We already discussed the forum. Anyone tried to post anything to the forum? Anyone exercise the forum post or a replay? That would be a good comment that can take in, that can be considered, so you can evaluate what you can learn from the comments. You can ensure that your feedback to your classmate is polite. Yes, Abdurrahman Zahrani, this is a fact that can be considered. If you have a low budget internet connection, you have the last step in the power plan, which is a rethink. So you can rethink about taking the distance learning course or not. Also, you can find a solution for that problem. If you have low budget internet connection, you can find a solution for that. You can go to a nearest place that has a better connection, internet connection. You can find a part-time job that can help you to have a good budget to connect to the internet. So this is the last step, which is a rethink. In distance learning is not for everyone. As you reflect on your distance learning experience, think again about the following. Is distance learning for you? Have you learned the objectives of the course? Have you learned as much as you think you would have in a traditional course? Other factors can affect your decisions also. If you have no choice, for example, you are living far away from any organization that offer a traditional course, So the only solution for you to learn any course is distance learning. So this is another technology that is used in the academic life, which is blended learning. And blended learning is another form of education in which studying is a combination of both face-to-face and online methods. It's used to be AOU strategy to use blended learning. We used to have a class face-to-face courses in a classroom, and also LMS system for distance learning. So blended learning is a combination between face-to-face and online methods. Students in blended courses may spend less time in face-to-face classroom setting and more time working independently online. That's why we used to have lecture, not weekly, lecture every 2 weeks in AOU. They also may collaborate with fellow students outside of the class of the web using the forums and posting and replaying comments. AOU provides, Arab Open University provides blended learning courses. Blended learning overcomes most of distance learning system disadvantages. Now we'll go through chapter 4, communicating in everyday life. This is about communicating in general. We talked about technology used in chapter 3, technology used in our academic life, in our communication academic life. So now we will talk about communicating in everyday life. In this chapter, we will explain the importance of communication, demonstrate types, components, and importance of communication. We will also investigate the interpersonal skills that helps achieve effective communication. Essential principles about communication. There are many ways that individuals and groups communication. So what is communication in general? Communication is the exchange of information. The basic skills in communication. We don't have a WhatsApp group. You can ask other students. They might have the WhatsApp group. So communication is the basic skills in communication process are speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Social media are online communities or online communications. Cell phones have become a necessity for people. Text messaging application. So in this chapter, we will talk about communication in general. We have 3 types of communication: oral communication, written communication, non-verbal communication. Anyone can explain what is a non-verbal communication? Yes, body language, facial expression. Texting is a written communication. Yes. Body movement. Exactly. So oral communication is speaking communication, obvious. Written communication, anything is written to communicate with someone else is a written communication. Non-verbal communication, you just explain it as body language, gestures, facial expression, and so on. There are 4 main purposes of communication. So why we communicate in our daily life? We communicate to inquire. You ask someone about anything. To inform, you tell someone about something. To persuade, you try to convince someone. Exactly, eye contact is a non-verbal communication. To develop a goodwill, you say thank you or something. You just give a good will to the receiver. So components of communication, you have the message sender, the message receiver, the actual message, the message interpretation, the combination of written, oral, or non-verbal communication, which is uh, taking place between the sender and the receiver, and there are some feedbacks between the sender and receiver. 6 basic components of communication, as we explained in the previous slide: the message sender, the actual message, the message transmission, the message receiver, the message interpretation, the feedback. This is like very basic information about how to communicate, what is communication in general. So now we will talk about the factors that affect our communication in our daily life, with a friend, with a family, with a colleague, with a student, with a normal person in our daily life. So there are 4 factors that affect the communication process: the background of the receiver, which is the knowledge, the personality of the receiver, the experiences that receiver has, interests, the motivation, and so on. The appearance of the sender or the sender's communication. So the appearance of the communication that's sent by the sender will affect the communication. The sender himself or herself, the appearance of the sender makes a difference. Neat and professional written communication makes positive impression. Also, there are some barriers that might negatively affect the intended message. Barriers are factors that interfere with communication, such as physical distractions, noise while you are communicating with the other end, the receiver, for example, the noise, the heat, the headache, the illness. All these physical distractions can affect the communication negatively. Emotional also distractions, anger, thinking about personal matters, cultural barriers like language differences. All of these are barriers that affect the communication in a negative way. The 4 factors that affect communication: the language and the communication skills of the sender and the receiver, both the sender and receiver skills. Carefully choose words to express the intended meaning. Be sensitive to cultural diversity when communicating. Message senders must have a broad vocabulary and ability to spell, pronounce, and select the correct words. In spoken communication, word choice, grammar, and pronunciation are also factors that can affect the quality of communication. In written communication, an incorrect word choice may change the intended meaning of the message, and this will affect negatively the communication. A message receiver must be able to read and listen with understanding. Both the sender and the receiver share the responsibility for effective communication. So this is what we are looking when we are communicating. We are looking for an effective communications, and these 4 factors can affect the communication. Now we will talk about interpersonal and intrapersonal communication. These are 2 types of communication. Effective communication requires the sender understand his own intrapersonal communication. So, what is intrapersonal communication? Intrapersonal communication is the way each person views and interprets information based on previous life experience. So it is about your understanding about yourself, your thinking within yourself. Interpersonal communication, or communicating with yourself, must take place before you can communicate with another person. So intrapersonal communication is before interpersonal communication. What is interpersonal communication? It occurs between two people, such as a doctor and a patient, a student, a lecturer. So you have interpersonal communicating with other person. While intrapersonal communication is a communication between within yourself. Any question about intrapersonal, or anyone can explain interpersonal skill? Do you have any idea what is interpersonal skill? Sometimes it is confusing with students. What is interpersonal skill in communication? Anyone want to talk? Just raise the hand. I just explained about them, but maybe some students can explain now. Anyone can explain what is interpersonal skill? Or what is intrapersonal skill? Interpersonal skill, intrapersonal skill. It is very important for our communication to understand these two skills. I'm going to explain again. Intrapersonal skill or intrapersonal communication is the way each person views and interprets information based on previous life. So it is the way when you think about results, already you have the result and think about them. So you give intrapersonal skills, give a result before you start the communication with others. Like you understand yourself, understand the information you gathered before you start any communication, so you can start the communication with the other end with the knowledge about intrapersonal skills you have. Interpersonal communication, when you talk with other person, when a doctor talk to a patient. Let's start with example with the doctor, for example. Before the doctor, not exactly talk with yourself, but let's start with an example. Before the doctor talk to the patient, the doctor knows his ability for his specialty for let's say a doctor specialized in let's say in eye, in let's say a doctor a doctor that specialized in surgery, for example heart surgery. Yes, and the doctor already knows about his intrapersonal skill, that he knows how to understand the patient, knows any information. He can analyze the information coming from the patient, so he can analyze them and give information based on his intrapersonal communication. So let's say he talked to a patient that has a heart problem. Yes, and the patient, let's say he's 90 years old and he has a problem with his heart. The doctor communicate with the patient, which is interpersonal communication. Ask him a question and look at him, have eye contact, examine the patient, take some information from this interpersonal communication. So the doctor already has intrapersonal communication and knows about how elderly people can be affected by some information, being told that he has to do a surgery, a heart surgery. So the doctor can give or tell the patient about the surgery, but in a way that the patient cannot be affected. So the doctor already has a self communication about which decision he can make to tell the patient. That is intrapersonal communication. But when the doctor talk to the patient and tell him exactly the situation, that is interpersonal communication. Any other student that have a different example can contribute, discuss a different example? Okay, let's give another example with the lecturer and the student. Let's say the lecturer has a previous life experience. Yes, teacher and student has a previous life experience with students and knows how to reflect these experience decisions that the lecturer can make to affect the student in advantage way. So let's say students can at the beginning say cannot use the LMS properly. So the lecturer can have a interpersonal communication with himself, that thinking that students cannot use the LMS properly in the first week. So the lecturer can decide to have interpersonal communication with student, and that to tell them that they don't need to worry about the LMS, about messing up how to use the LMS, and about to teach them how to use the LMS, because the lecturer already has an previous experience about using the LMS by the student is becoming difficult at the first 2 weeks, for example. That's thinking within the lecturer himself is intrapersonal communication. While when the lecturer tell the student that every week tell them or guide them how to use the LMS is interpersonal communication. Okay, we almost finish. Responsibilities of sender and receiver. We have responsibility for the sender and receiver. Yes, Shog Zahrani is almost. So that means having the information the person needs. Yes, you can analyze this as intrapersonal communication before you start the interpersonal communication. So let's go back to the slides to finish up. It's almost a couple of slides. Responsibilities of sender and receiver. Both sender and receiver has responsibilities. One, they have to evaluate each communication situation, avoid miscommunication. They have to give and receive the feedback, understand personal needs. Personal needs is called Abraham Maslow's 5 level of need. This is like international rule that Maslow has already studied and published, which are 5 level of needs. Physical need, essential for life, food, clothing, and so on. Security needs, social needs, esteem needs, satisfied through a feeling of self-importance, self-respect, power of recognition, and at the end, self-actualizing need met by developing a sense of achievement, competence, and creativity by helping others. Let's see the Maslow hierarchy. This is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. By helping the receiver satisfy the higher 2 levels of needs, the sender can improve communication. So you can, as a sender, you can improve communication by achieving the most highest level needs, which is esteem and self-actualizing. The higher 2 levels are esteem and self-actualizing. The fourth, apply interpersonal skill. Apply the interpersonal skills. We have interpersonal skill. We talked about interpersonal skills, but to be responsible in a communication as a sender or receiver, you have to apply interpersonal skills, the ability to understand and deal with people in a way that maintains a favorable relationship and goodwill. I give 2 examples for that: the patient and the doctor, the teacher and the student. Use the you attitude instead of I attitude. Be a good listener. Maintain confidentiality by releasing information to authorized personnel or at the appropriate time. Be considerate. Treat others as you would like to be treated. A good communicator is courteous, honest, patient, respect. These are the 4 responsibilities we talked about previously. Responsibilities, actions: evaluate the situation, avoid miscommunication, receive feedback, maintain goodwill, understand your needs and the receiver needs. Apply interpersonal skills. Use the you attitude. Be a good listener, maintain confidentiality, and be concentrate. We finish now from today's meeting, and we have now 11 minutes for any question about the today meetings or the quiz, if you have any question about the quiz. Any question about the meeting? Okay, let's go to the screen. Anyone can share the screen now for to show students how to go to the quiz, so we can be live when the quiz starts. Yes, Sultan, you can share the screen.
Yes, hello. Can you see what's on my screen right now? Hello. Can you see what's on my screen right now?
Yes. Can you go to the website?
Yes, this is the university's website,
This is the university's website.
the main place. So
Yes,
right
go
down
ahead.
here.
Place.
Alright, maybe I should
So right down here. Alright, maybe I should check.
Okay. So right here you can see LMS.
Okay. So right here you can see LMS.
Management system. Gonna press on it.
System. Gonna press on it.
After you log in, you go to your
After
courses.
you log in, you go to your courses.
To your course, TU170.
To your course, TU170.
Scroll down
Scroll down
till you can see the quiz. Here we
till
are.
you can see the quiz. Here we are.
It's not yet open.
It's
Be
not
open.
yet open.
Okay.
Be open.
Here.
Here.
After 8 minutes.
After 8 minutes.
Okay. You can wait until it open. So once it open, you can click on it and just show the student how it goes to click on the quiz. And meantime, you can study now for the quiz. And the quiz, by the way, it will be very easy to solve. It is just multiple choices and 6 multiple choices. You solve them through 30 minutes or 20 minutes. Even it is you can maybe finish them within 1 minute. You don't need 20 minutes, I'm sure, for that, because all of them are basics. And meeting one, you remember meeting one? Anyone can remember a topic from meeting one? Can you remember something, Sultan?
It's
It's
part of the
the part of the information
and the internet.
Yes.
and the internet.
That
Yes,
will be
anyone can leave if they can. Anyone can leave just after the attendance. I'm going to start chat. Chat number 9. Can anyone want to leave? They can leave, but need to type their attendance in chapter 9, in chat 9. Okay, start now to type your attendance in chat 9. If you know how to go through the quiz link, you can leave immediately and do the quiz in your meantime, and that's it. For students who want to wait and see how Sultan is going through the link, they can wait and see Sultan going through the link.
Do we need to write our names?
Do we need to write our names in the chat?
Yes, just for attendance, only once.
All right.
All right.